Chase, Nye, touchdown. The linebacker picked it up. That was not a forward pass. First down and 10 football.
Inside handoff. Oh, on the bootleg. Grease, 40, 30, 20, 15, 10, 5, touchdown. Williamsport, great keep.
First quarter, on their third play from scrimmage, quarterback Brent Burley's pass gets picked off by Logan Ott and returned for a touchdown to put the Warriors up 7-0.
Play action. Coleman good. Back to pass. Got a man there going up. What a catch! 25, 20, 15, 10. Touchdown. 67 yards.
Pass. Steps up, wants it all. Throws. Got Brock Boyer down the field. Nice. Did he catch it? Touchdown. Brock Boyer. Good coverage. Dallas Grease. Kavanaugh back to pass. Looking deep out. Watkins has it at the 20, 15, 10,
He's going to score.
5.
Touchdown.
He's going to score. Touchdown. Touchdown.
With 6.2
touchdown,
seconds
Reese
left.
Watkins. Reese Watkins scores with 6 seconds to go from 30 yards out. Chase Kavanaugh to Reese Watkins again. That's the second time. 6 seconds to go, and he is in for the score.
Welcome to Touchdowns and Tailgates, powered by the Fairfield Auto Group. I'm with Chris Massey of the Sun-Gazette. Good to see you, Doc Massey.
Likewise.
Week number 10 of the high school football season is upon us. Hard to believe.
It's really hard to believe.
Our favorite time of year goes by way too fast, doesn't it?
Yeah, it makes me kind of sad.
So what'd you see this past weekend?
I got to see 3 games. You know, this referee shortage is, I guess, bad for high school football, but it's good for me.
It's good for Doc Massey, huh?
Yeah, so I was up north twice, and then I saw Loyalsock against Warrior Run. So 2 pretty good games, and then Wellsboro with a blowout Saturday. But impressed with what I saw from Loyalsock, and I think going into the playoffs, it's going to be pretty interesting here.
And tip of the cap to Warrior Run, 18 seniors. I had the boys and Coach Long on last week. Great group of people went down, and they represented well, didn't they?
It did. It was a great game. Loyalsock got out to a 15-point lead late in the first half, and I'm thinking this might be a blowout. And Warrior Run hung around. They got it down to 2. Loyalsock just made a few more plays, but it was a great game. Both teams let it all out there, and it would be fun to see them play again.
It would be fun. So let's get right into it. Chris Massey, Sun-Gazette, top 5.
I got a new number 1. No, I'm just kidding. No, I'm not dropping Montoursville for losing to Southern Columbia. They're still number 1 with a bullet, and that loss. It's Southern. They're just on such a different level than everybody else. If there's such thing as a good loss in a 35-0 defeat, I think this is it for what it could help them do down the road here.
Absolutely, and we were talking about before we started, Montoursville could have took the easy route out.
Yeah.
Played Towanda, probably rolled in with an undefeated season in the playoff. Tip of the cap to Coach Kiefer and the gang down there. They wanted to play the best in the state, maybe the best in the country.
Yeah.
And at 35-0, they're still farther ahead than everybody else.
That's the fewest points Southern have scored, so and Southern's got 7 shutouts though, so there's, it's easier to point out your team's flaws when you lose a game than, everything's been going. They've been on cruise control, stomping everybody.
Definitely.
Now they got a little motivation. They were humbled a little bit, and
we'll have Montoursville and Selinsgrove Web Weekly live this week.
It's gonna be a good one.
Coach Zelonis, my play-by-play guy Paul Bowe, they'll be down at Montoursville Memorial Stadium, and that'll be a good one.
I think so. Yeah, looking forward to it.
Number 2.
Jersey Shore with one of the more impressive victories of the weekend, 42-0 at Bald Eagle area, who's one of the top AAA teams in the state. They entered the year number 3 in the state. Jersey Shore just trucked them.
Boy, when Jersey Shore has it going with the hurry-up offense, and their defense is just nasty. They're pretty darn good too.
They are, and they seem like they're starting to peak at the right time. And yeah, that defense, they bring it. They got a physical mentality and a lot of weapons on offense. They're starting to hit their stride at the perfect time.
Number 3.
Go up north to Wellsboro. 8-1 now, 8 straight wins. I got a chance to see him for the first time, and I was disappointed. Aiden Hauser, the star running back, got hurt in the first quarter. He should be good to go this week. I think they kept him out for precautionary reasons, but their offensive line was spectacular. They had over 500 yards rushing, and it made it look pretty easy in the second half.
And a good season again. They've been the most consistent team, well, them and Canton, out of the northern tier, but they've done a nice job over the last 5 years. So.
Yeah, they have.
That gets us to 4, correct?
Yep, right here, Loyalsock.
The Townshippers, huh?
Absolutely. They really like the way they're playing right now. I thought the offensive line really stood out against a really good Warrior run defense. They really controlled the line. Chase Kavanaugh and Davion Hill both had over 100 yards rushing, and the defense is really playing some nasty football right now. So they're coming on strong.
And we'll have Coach Van Fleet and some of his players in here after we get you on your way. But that's been the formula over the worst for your Loyalsock. Play a tough schedule, get better as the season goes along, and get ready for playoffs. And I think they're right where they need to be.
Yeah, I mean, right now, if they can beat South on Friday, they'll probably be the 2 seed. And you know that's from where they were at 3-3. You can't ask for much more than that.
And our good friend Gary Crispin, Babe Mayer, they'll have the South Sock matchup, and it'll be a good one.
Absolutely, I'm looking forward to that one too.
Number 5.
I'm going to go with Warrior Run at number 5.
Nice.
I like what I saw from them. I think it was one of those games where if these teams played a best of 7 series, it might go 7 games. I think turnovers hurt Warrior Run, but I mean, I think they at least they're not in the moral victories anymore, but I think they made a statement that they can go toe-to-toe with some of the best teams in the district.
And they finished with Columbia Montorvo Techno. No defense to them, but they don't have a defense, so we're
and that'll be their first. That's going to give them their first winning season since 2006. So that's something
fantastic,
pretty impressive for them.
So we might as well get right into it. Chris Massey, Players of the Week.
I think you're going to bring one of them on here in a minute. Malachi Parlante. He was
a man amongst boys.
He was a beast.
Did a great job Friday night.
Living in their backfield. I think he had 4 tackles for loss, 3 sacks, and part of a great offensive line the other night. And I'll go with a guy that they'll be facing this week, Luke Winter from South Williamsport, with 239 yards rushing, 3 touchdowns rushing, and then a 77-yard kickoff returns and a 49-27 win for the Mounties.
And we were over early in the season, so we watched him grow up his whole career. Just a great young man, a great football player.
It's tough.
Had a tough game, and they needed it to qualify against Melton.
Right? Yeah. Now it moves them up to the 3 seed.
Fantastic.
They're fighting for it, so it'll be interesting to see how it plays out. But the Mounties are dangerous if they're healthy going into the playoffs.
Excellent. Anything in the best of the rest, Doc Massey?
Montgomery, they got a hard-fought win over Kawaneski Valley. Their defense in their last 3 home games, the starters have only allowed 15 points, so that's pretty impressive. They're
good for the Red Raiders.
Team getting better, and Cade Drick ran for 185 yards, and Hughesville too finally broke out and got their first win in 2 years. And over a Tawanda team that had been playing pretty well, so it was good to see the Spartans hang in there, keep fighting, and come out with a hard-fought win.
Tip of my Webb Weekly, tip of your Sun Gazette hat to Chance Webb, my nephew.
Yeah.
Jed plays also. He's a senior down there. He's been a tough year. Great to see him get OW.
Yeah, it's easy to show up when everything's going well and you're winning, and it's tough when you're losing. Everyone should give them credit for hanging in there and not giving up on the season and finding a way to win and setting up what could be an exciting game against Muncie this week.
We'll have you back next week. We'll
Sounds
preview
good.
The playoffs. Hard to believe.
And I'm looking forward to it, but I'm sad that it's already going to be week 11.
Take a commercial break. We'll be right back here in Loyalsock Township with the Lancers.
For over 33 years, Fairfield has been proud of what we sell and service. That's why we put our name on everything we sell. So whether you visit our Ford location in Williamsport or Montoursville, or our Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram dealerships in Muncie or Danville, or our Chevy Cadillac dealership on Route 15 in Lewisburg, you'll always experience great customer service during and long after the sale. Fairfield, you're gonna love us.
We're back here at Ken Robbins Stadium. Coach Van Fleet, you and I knew Ken Robbins real well, did we not?
Yeah, wonderful guy. Certainly always happy to come out to the stadium and see his name there. So always a fun time and just a wonderful mentor to so many people.
And he would be overjoyed with what you're doing with the Loyalsock Township program. We'll introduce the Lancers here. I guess we got some linemen with us,
Yeah,
right?
Most of the offensive line. Brennan Hartman's inside somewhere, but the other guys came out, so they're all here. We'll let them go around and introduce themselves.
So we'll do it. We'll start with Malachi here. We do it like Key and Peele, and the guys know that, so go ahead and let it fly.
Malachi Parlani, offensive guard and defensive tackle.
And you were a man amongst boys on Friday night at Warrior Run. That was about the best game. If I graded him out, I'd have given him a 99.4, Coach.
He played a very good game.
His jersey was a little crooked, so he was old. Who we got over here?
Aiden Holler, offensive tackle and D tackle.
Nice, good to see you. Back over to you.
Me, Jeffrey Hamilton, from the offensive center.
Holy cow, Jeffrey, you're all grown up since you were a young boy. You were big, but you were young.
Yeah.
You got the beard going on.
Grew up a little bit.
Good to see you, son.
Good seeing you.
I'm Aspen Salemig. I'm offensive guard and defensive tackle.
Last but not least,
I'm Tyrone Bowler. I play offensive guard and play defensive tackle.
and you guys have gotten better as the years going on. We'll go around and ask you questions. Malachi, we'll start with you because you're a senior, which makes Coach Webb feel old.
Yeah.
So tell us about your Lancer experience and how the years rolled on this year.
Rough beginnings, but it helped us a lot. It helped us get better. It helps us get to where we're at now. Just all of our hard work, everyone coming together as a unit, trusting every other position group to back us up when we're wrong, them trusting us as well. And, it's been real fun. It's been a blessing to get here, honestly, with this group. And, I'm just happy to turn some heads.
I compliment you, Coach. You and your father, what do we call him? What do you call him? I know
Old man.
Old man Van Fleet. Fine young man you've developed here from the time we've seen him come into the program till now. Tip of my cap to you.
I'm very proud of him. His whole family's been wonderful to work with, and certainly St. John Newman and our school. I'm real proud of what we're doing with young men today throughout the entire program.
Fantastic. How about you, the Lancer Pro? I've watched you grow up. Tell us about coming all the way through since junior football.
It's been tough. I didn't throughout freshman year. I didn't play at all. Sophomore year, I started off not on third string, and then decided I wanted to try, and then I started the rest of the season. And then this year, I've been doing my best. They put me in at D tackle. I was at end. D tackle, it's going all right. Offensive tackle, I've been working that, getting better now. It's going pretty good now.
Great job in coaching. Another story of perseverance comes through. Worked hard for you, doing a great job.
Yeah, definitely. The haulers, both haulers came on strong, and as they got older, Aiden started working a little earlier than Eli did, and that's paying some dividends now in his junior year.
And you look like you're still growing.
Hope so.
All right, let's come over to this side. Go.
Been a little rough. Got bit by the injury bug early in sophomore, freshman year, but it's really come on strong.
And obviously, I know your grandfather well, and we talk a lot, and he's been instrumental in your life. Tell me about having your grandfather and Coach Van Fleet in your life.
It's huge. It kind of keeps me on the right track. You kind of get off a little bit.
And this guy picks it up from there and keeps you going down.
Yeah.
Well, you've done a great job. Best thing you can do now is finish strong, right?
Yep.
How about you, Lancer program?
I've always been a little smaller, but so freshman year I didn't play at all. But sophomore year I got my chance in the second game, and I started from then. So it's been really fun playing with Malachi and the rest of the guys. But so yeah.
And winding up here, high school football is such a special time, and it's good to be out in the field. You came a long way, and you're out there now.
Yeah, I was really excited when I finally got my chance. Yeah.
You give chances, Coach.
Get opportunities, you just have to take advantage of them.
You do a great job at doing that. Let's hear your Lancer story, what it means to you being part of the program.
Well, I worked really hard for my position. I started as a guard in JV, and I had to work for it next year. And then it helped me. Coach helped me a lot. He made me become on the team. He made me work as a team, learn from my other teammates, and I learned from him. He taught me the things I needed to do. So we pursued. We did our best as a team, and now look at me. I'm substituting for now, but I'm a sub. I'm starting as I can.
Well, you're doing a great job, and I know Coach is proud of you. You've come a long way. Keep up the good work. And one thing we talk about everywhere, but especially here, tight-knit family. And you and your father, we got to throw Dwayne in there. What do you call him?
Old man.
Old man. Hunter called him old head.
Yeah.
So we got to. You guys always seem to have a big brother. For the younger players come up, they seem to be paired with a big brother within the program, another player. And we have old head around here that oversees everything. Tell me what that means to you to have your dad in the program and helping out develop young men.
Well, that was a big change and transition we had. I think it was my 3rd year here. He came on and he's taken on a number of different roles in terms of mentorship with the kids. This year, much more just a general mentorship. He's not able to be around as much as he's been in the past. But the guys are always excited when he comes, or terrified when he comes, because they'll have to do push-ups and sit-ups. But it's nice to have him around to motivate, push the kids, as well as keep things on an even keel on Friday night, and try and push the envelope, talk to the line when they come off the field. Coach Reinhardt's done a really nice job being able to develop and have a young line coach come along as well with Coach Reinhardt. But I'm really excited about where we're headed and what we're doing here currently.
And we'll go back around with the players. We'll start with you. Hey, here we are heading down playoff time. 1 ball game left. Good rivalry game against the Mounties, by the way. 1 ball game left. So tell us about playing against Southside here in the rivalry game and rounding out the regular season.
Well, throughout my 4 years, those games have been some of the most memorable. It's always it's friendly, but at the same time, it's not friendly. But I mean, it's a bunch of kids I've played with since I was in Pee Wee football. It's just always fun to play against
Southside.
Familiar rivals.
And Hunter said if he had one do-over, what would it be? You remember?
Yeah, it was that game.
If Hunter had one do-over, it'd be the Southside game. So
yeah.
Anyway, how about you? Heading into final regular season game, Southside. Going to go over and see Coach Eisworth.
Well, I was out last week with a concussion, so it's big for me to get back, and I want to have a strong game this year or this week. I want to go out and I just want to beat them and end the season strong.
And how about you, young man? We got another one slipped in.
Yeah, Brandon snuck his way over. He finally got out of class.
Hey, we do it Key and Peele style. Introduce yourself, son.
So I'm Brandon Hartman, left tackle, and going into this week, I'm hoping for a strong outcome and a strong showing from us, and into the playoff week soon.
Brandon, I've known you a long time. You were this big when I first met you. Known your dad. So what's it mean to you this week against Southside?
Let's kick their butts. Let's win this game. It's our last game of the season, and see if we can go to the playoffs and do our best.
Well put, huh, Coach?
I would have said it a little differently, but the kids are motivated.
Hey, one thing we always talk about, this is a great thing for public speaking for young men. I need some practice too. So, how about you, Southside?
I'm really excited for this game. I want to win. If we win, we'll have the best seasons in my high school career. And last year we beat them pretty good. We lost bad my freshman year, so I just want to beat them.
And you win this week, you wrap up a 7-3 season. That's pretty darn good, considering the schedule you guys
certainly. Well, we take on a tough schedule every year, and 7-3 is a heck of a good showing for these boys, and we're always striving for a win per week. And really, all we're focused on is getting one win this week, take care of business, and move forward from there.
What are you looking at for the South Williamsport Mountain game?
Let's try and make it a good game. Let's make it a good game that we can remember and pursue on to the playoff games.
Absolutely. And the Mounties, Lancer's been a rivalry for a long time. How about you? Tell me about the Mounties.
Like Tyrone said, I want it to be a good game. Hopefully can spark a good run for us in the playoffs. Yeah, we beat them last year, so hopefully we can do that again.
Good Week 10 game for you, Coach, playing South. Another rivalry game for the township.
Yeah, definitely. It's one of our strongest rivalries. I'd argue historically it's our strongest rivalry that we've had. And unfortunately, the rivalry is going to be ending for a few years after this year. So
it is?
Yeah, we're hoping to finish it off in a strong way.
Well, we'll have to talk about that. And I thought they were keeping you guys, but they're not going to the northern team. How about you? And we'll move on from South Side.
I'm just hoping to have a good win. Hopefully, get there, have a good win, go into the playoffs.
And you're heading over there, they'll be ready for you. Great place to play down, I call it the pit over there. It's just a high school rich in tradition. So listen, we'll wrap it up here. We got one more thing we always do, shout out. Who do you want to give a shout out to?
I want to give a shout out to my mom for, always pushing me throughout when I was smaller to keep with football, even though when I was younger, believe it or not, I wasn't the biggest football fan. But, she's helped me immensely get to where I am today, and I can't thank her enough for that.
Well said. Shout out.
I'm going to shout out the rest of my teammates, the line I've been working with for the last couple of years. They helped me a lot, helped me to be where I am now.
And always thank your teammates. You never go wrong there. Hopefully the guys with the ball thank you guys, do they?
Yeah, they do.
Good.
They do.
All the way over in the end, let's get your shout out.
I want to shout out my teammates for mentoring me over these past 2 years, and looking forward to doing the same thing for the other guys.
Up to you. Anybody you'd like to give a shout out?
Shout out to my teammates, my other coaches, and my family, and see and have a good game this week. You know.
Very well said.
I'd like to shout out my mom and my other teammates because they pushed me a lot. I almost didn't play high school football, but my mom pushed me a lot, so I'm really thankful for that.
I'd like to thank my teammates, my family, Coach Van Fleet for letting me play football again.
And that's always good, thanking him when he's standing next to you. You know that, right? Yeah. All right. Coach, I'll give you a shout out this week. I know we usually do this. I know where it's going, but go ahead.
To my family at home, obviously, anytime with coach who puts the amount of time in that you're supposed to, you spend a lot of time with each other. And that's why we consider ourselves a family. But it means there's a lot of time spent away from our immediate families as well. So shout out to them for allowing all this to happen. Also to all the parents of these kids. It's amazing how much time is provided and allowed for them to spend time with us as coaches and the trust that's given. So I'm very grateful for that.
And well said. It often lost in that. It takes a heck of a commitment for a family to be a football player in today's world. So
yes, it does.
And I got a shout out to Coach Dwayne Van Fleet. I appreciate you taking Hunter under your wing. It's hard to believe this is the second year you're playing South. I would have said he'd played last year, but he didn't. Thank you for taking Hunter and mentoring him, and he definitely helped Hunter with his temper, did he not?
They both have a temper. So
we'll leave it at that. Good luck Friday night, boys. We'll take a commercial break. I'm going to go across the river to South Williamsport.
For over 33 years, Fairfield has been proud of what we sell in service. That's why we put our name on everything we sell. So whether you visit our Ford location in Williamsport or Montoursville, or our Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram dealerships in Muncie or Danville, or our Chevy Cadillac dealership on Route 15 in Lewisburg, you'll always experience great customer service during and long after the sale. Fairfield, you're gonna love us.
And we're back, and I'm with head coach Chris Eisworth, South Williamsport Mounties. A beautiful sun-drenched day up here in the hill.
Gorgeous.
Williamsport behind us. That beautiful red tree. Is that a maple tree, Coach? Here?
Yeah, it could be.
I believe so. Anyway, great win over Milton. Got you qualified for playoffs. Good things ahead. Just give me an overview of the past week.
I mean, you know, the season, I've really enjoyed it. The staff's enjoyed it. These guys have worked tremendously hard, and you know, we're excited to, you know, have an opportunity at Loyalsock and
fun time of year,
the playoffs,
and
you know?
the Loyalsock South rivalries near and dear to both our hearts.
Yep.
And we just came from over there, and that's a fun. And then the playoffs doesn't get any better.
No, that's why you do what you do, and it's, you know, everything is competitive. Everyone's working hard. Everyone's, you know, doing all the things they need to do, and that's why we do all that stuff all year.
So let's let these seniors introduce themselves. Luke Winter, you're my veteran. Take it, babe.
My name's Luke Winter. I'm a running back and middle linebacker.
My name's Ethan Fields. I'm an offense and defensive lineman.
My name's Austin Nash. I'm a wide receiver and defensive back.
Very good, and we'll come over here to you three big fellas.
My name's Caleb Nelson. I'm a tight end and middle linebacker.
My name's Dakota Hill. I'm a tight tackle and a defensive tackle.
My name's Kyle Whipple, offensive guard and defensive end.
Great job, boys, on the season. It's been fun to watch you. It's peaks and valleys, high school football, and now you're heading the other way. You got a big game coming up with Loyalsock. Tell me about the Loyalsock rivalry. It's been a good one over the years.
Oh yeah, it's always a good game. A lot of friends involved in the game. You know, you play with a lot of your buddies.
Bragging rights.
Yep, bragging rights. Then you talk to them after, and everything's all right. But
absolutely, It's a fun game.
During the game, it's a battle.
How about you, going into your senior year, going into your last regular season game? What's it mean to you playing over here at Southside?
Well, it's been just a journey, man. Before I started football, I was a really scrawny kid. Coach, he can tell you. But just doing football is
very hard.
Yeah.
He has. That's what he had told me that before. We got to get you up to the weight room, right?
Yeah.
That's what's next. How about you, Quicks? You get up and down the field pretty good.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, this
Tell me
game
about the senior year.
Oh yeah, it's been you know, you have to go through those 3 games, and then you got
the gauntlet. I've named it the gauntlet for you guys.
You gotta get through those 3 games, but you love to come back and play these rivalry games, and
yeah, all's well. You guys made it through. You did you took care of work at Milton. Now you got SOC, and then we go to districts, right?
Oh yeah, fun time.
How about you? Wrap it up. You're gonna run out on the field last time Friday night. What's that mean to you?
We put a lot of motions and training in this process this year.
The people on the outside don't understand how much you guys put in a high school career, do they?
Yeah.
All the
It's
summers.
pretty serious.
So
Lot of hours, yeah.
looking forward to it Friday night, I'm sure.
Yeah.
How about you, big fella? It's always good to see you. Give me some. Tell me about coming out here to play the Loyalsock Lancers.
It's a tough game, I can admit that. But I don't know, it's going to be a tough one. Yeah.
Any emotions for your last Friday night home game?
Yeah, it's going to be very emotional because it's going to be the last time I run up on the field. And yeah.
I think you guys are ready to go.
I would too.
Same question to you. Friday night, it'll be senior night.
It's already our 10th week. Time's running out. It's time to, make our final plays. Get our names up on the board.
And I'm going to tell you, the quickest 10 weeks of your life are your senior season in football in high school. Doesn't go by any. It's amazing when we started. I was over here when you guys started the season. Where did it go? Right?
Yeah.
So tell me about Loyalsock. What do you expect out of that? You guys know them inside and out.
Oh yeah, they're always a tough team. They got a lot of talent. Got some big kids, got some real skilled guys, so we're just gonna have to play fast, good D, have a good O, and see who comes out on top.
I've been doing a nice job for you.
Oh yeah, real nice
Especially-
job. And my
especially-
fullback.
And your fullback,
Yeah.
huh? You had a nice senior season.
Hey, thanks, man.
Very good. How about you? Same question. Coming out Friday night.
Coming out Friday night. You gotta have good sportsmanship. Just remember that's just a game, and it's between buddies. Like
That's a good way to approach it.
Yeah.
They want to beat you, though, you know.
Yeah, they do. They want to beat them.
Yeah.
How about you, Mr. Nash?
Defensive backs, and speaking for the other corner and safety, we gotta prevent the big passes, keep everything in front of us.
Now, Loyalsock's always known for their speed and quickness, and I
Yeah.
think you guys match up the last few years, Coach. And maybe I'll give that to you. Speed and quickness-wise, you've been right with them.
Yeah, I mean, you can kind of take a lot of the things out when you have this game because, we're 10 minutes away. These guys all know each other, some of the guys at soccer coach, I coached. I mean, we're good friends of the family. It's just, it's a great evening, win, lose, or draw. You go out, you compete, and,
What a great place. You're glad it's at home. I know that.
Yeah.
We'll start with you three guys over here. Shout out. We're shout out time. Who would you like to give a shout out? You guys are seniors. This will be your last one.
I'd like to shout out other coaching staff for training us for 10 weeks already, giving us the opportunity to play Loyalsock this week.
Big fella?
I'd like to shout out our team for being a big part of the family. It's pretty much like a family tradition, and yeah.
And that's the best part. Best part of my job is I go around and how tight-knit the teams and the communities are and the coaches. And it's special. It's a special time of your life. So
He picks on me a lot.
Who picks on you? Luke's my adopted son, so
Yeah.
you're just toughening him up, right?
Yeah.
All right. How about, well, you too. You moving. How about you?
Shout out to the fans showing up, watching us play, cheering us on.
And Southside, great support over here, Coach.
Yeah,
I mean,
we've had just a great following. The fans, the citizens over here, the whole school district. I mean,
I love coming over. I don't get past the
great-
end zone by the concession stand. Everybody comes in, I talk to them. It's like a meet and greet for me, on a Friday night. So.
It's a great
place.
Great place to play a game.
So we'll start with you. Last shout out.
I'd like to shout out all the coaches for all they've done for me and the team this year. I'd like to shout out my fullback, Lane Lusk. He does a great job for me, opens up some pretty nice holes.
He does do a great job. He's your prototypical fullback, huh, Coach?
Yeah.
He-
Tough kid.
And he can run too.
Lane is a man of few words, but he loves to play football. He's tough and just does a magnificent job.
Super. Shout out.
I want to give a shout out just to rest of the line for
Your brother's on the line.
Heck yeah, we're just
Tight knit group.
Mhm.
Fantastic.
I'd
Come
like
on,
to give
Quicks. Who do you got, Quicks?
I'd like to give a shout out to Landon Morrison, QB. drops me dimes, gives me those.
Landon, he's really developed, Coach. Maybe we let him do the interview. Landon's really developed. I was watching him. That was a beautiful ball.
Yeah, and I mean, hey, you got to kind of, when you start to look back and reflect on the season, I mean, you're talking about guys that are 9th and 10th graders. Some of these guys. Now these guys are seniors here. They've been around. But you know, you're thrown into a Mount Carmel, Southern Columbia, Central Columbia. You know what? I mean, a lot of guys that are in 10th grade across the area are playing JV ball.
Sure.
You know, when you're at South, because of the way the numbers are, and we're just a small school, you get thrown into
It's
the
like
mix.
the Jeffersons. You're moving on up to varsity,
that's right? And you know, sometimes emotionally you're ready, sometimes you're not. Sometimes
These guys
you're
don't even know who the Jeffersons are.
You could be a little immature. And you don't have time to kind of develop and Landon and Lane and Clayton Swarthout, you know, and Bachman and all the guys. I mean, they've really, you know, as young sophomores, you know, done a great job.
Well, you've done a
Lucas
fantastic.
Long as a freshman, and I could go on and on and on. But
watch it from the distance. I always love to watch you reload. You know, you lose, we brag along, we use, and you guys are going to fall apart. You know, and the next year you come back, and I've enjoyed watching how you prepare and reload each season. And this year, you've overachieved. I mean, if you take that gauntlet out of there and have, I hate to say it, reasonable games. I mean, you're probably sitting here at 8-2 right now, you know, and you've done a great job with developing these veterans with the young guys. I look forward to Friday night, so we better get out of here, let you guys get to the weight
they've
room.
done a great job with leadership, and I'd just like to shout out to all the other coaches who do a great job of the time they put in, their wives and families, the support we get from the school district, and, you know, everyone involved. Thank you.
In blue and white. So Friday night we'll have, well, Gary Chrisman and Babe Merrill have Webb Weekly Live. We'll have Loyalsock coming across the river, taking on South Williamsport. If you can't get to the game, and I encourage everybody to come out,
And I'd
get
like
to the
say
games.
one
Go ahead.
more thing, but just thank you to my wife Renee, who is a big part of all this and has been. I mean, just
I don't
the
know
way
why she puts up with you.
Yeah,
No,
and,
I'm
you
just
know,
kidding.
And my daughter Lily. So they've really, you know, been a huge supporting factor.
And Lidley's a senior this year? No.
Senior.
Senior.
Yes.
Where the heck have the years
Yeah,
gone?
the years are gone.
Okay, so that'll wrap it up. Friday night lights. Get over to the ball game. If you can't, Webb Weekly Live. See you next week for playoffs.
Inside handoff. Oh, on the bootleg. Grease, 40, 30, 20, 15, 10, 5, touchdown. Williamsport, great keep.
First quarter, on their third play from scrimmage, quarterback Brent Burley's pass gets picked off by Logan Ott and returned for a touchdown to put the Warriors up 7-0.
Play action. Coleman good. Back to pass. Got a man there going up. What a catch! 25, 30, 20, 15, 10. Touchdown. 67 yards. Coleman.
Pass. Steps up, wants it all. Throws. Got Brock Boyer down the field. Nice. Did he catch it? Touchdown. Brock Boyer. Good coverage. Dallas Grease. Kavanaugh back to pass. Looking deep out. Watkins has it at the 20, 15, 10, 5. He's going to score. Touchdown. Touchdown.
With 6.2
touchdown,
seconds
Reese
left.
Watkins. Reese Watkins scores with 6 seconds to go from 30 yards out. Chase Kavanaugh to Reese Watkins again. That's the second time. 6 seconds to go, and he is in for the score.